Very good morning, everybody. President of this webinar, Dr. S.P. Kokatnoor, beloved principal of Government Postgrad College, Lokapur, Dr. Prasad Bedikar, resource person of this webinar, IQSC coordinator, Sri B.M. Badigir, Assistant Professor of English, Shankar Sopadla, Assistant Professor of Commerce, Dilip N, Assistant Professor of Commerce, other distinguished faculty of this college, dear participants and dear student friends. It gives me great pleasure, honor and great the pride to me having with this webinar as a keynote speaker. At the very outset, I should congratulate and compliment the principal of this college and all faculty for organizing a day webinar on applications of statistics in research. As far as my understanding is concerned, this webinar really benefiting the young minds like students, research scholars, young teachers, and public at large. Uh, However, this type of events really educating a lot about young teachers, how to manage the events and what are the things should be kept in mind. And it is big experience, especially young researcher and young students. They are learning a lot from this type of the events. I hope all of you might be aware the education institution meant for teaching and learning. So this is also another important way uh, through which we are able to educate a lot about the student, and also we are able to refresh the knowledge of all the teachers. Whatever it is, you have been invited me to speak on applications of statistics in research. As far as this topic is concerned, there are two important the words are there. One is statistics and the other one is research. Once we have clear cut idea about these two concepts, then only we are able to understand exactly how does statistics plays a vital role as far as the research is concerned. Hence, here I want to discuss first little bit about the concept of research, and then I will take up discussion uh, that is statistics role in research. All of you might be aware, as far as the research are concerned, we have different arguments, we have different that own, I mean, different scholars have argued on their own way on the basis of what, on the basis of their experience, on the basis of their research, or on the basis of their understanding. But here I want to disclose some important the aspects relating to research. Some scholars argue that research is a systematic effort to create the knowledge in known area and unknown area. What is known area? Known area, nothing but already we have many things as far as literature are concerned, or even as far as that particular concept are concerned, or particular research are concerned. Suppose we undertake on that and added something to the existing the knowledge, that is called as research. For example, we have, as far as commerce is concerned, we have different courses or different concept we have. For example, any research undertaken by the commerce fraternity on commerce, existing commerce literature, because whatever literature you take, whatever concept you take, that is not perfect. There is a lot of scope as far as to undertake the research are concerned. Suppose you undertake on that and fill the gap, that is called as the research. Even we have different theories, sociological theories we have, economic theories we have, and even pure science theories we have. and fewer, as far as pure science are concerned, many concepts we have. Suppose we undertake research on that, definitely that may be helping us to understand exactly where that concept is failing, whether concept is fully serve the purpose, or is there any weaknesses. That only we come to know from the research. Therefore, research facilitates to added something to existing knowledge or added something to the known field, that is called as research. In another type of research, that is research in unknown area. Unknown area, nothing but what, so far as nobody can search uh, on some area. Suppose we searched on some area or maybe new area, that is called as research. I mean, originally the scholar is finding something as far as the truth are concerned relating to the particular problems. That is called as unknown area. In fact, both the type of research are very essential. Whatever it is, what I'm going to tell here, the research deals with systematic effort to find out known area and unknown area. That is called as research. Uh, it is a systematic attempt of discover answer to different the questions through applications of scientific method. Research, no, research deals with discover answer to different questions through the applications of scientific method. As you know very well, without questions there is no research. Without problem there is no research. Where problem is there, there is a research. The basic purpose of the research is to solve the problem, to answer the questions. Research emerged with the intention of to answer the questions or to solve the problem with applications of scientific method, that is called as research. And in other words, it is a systematic inquiry to solve the problems like the marketing problem and human resources related problem, customer related problems, management related problem, production related problem, societal related problem, nation related problem, or whatever problem you take. Because whatever sector you take, agriculture you take, industry you take, service sector you take, and even the people of society you take, there are different types of problems. In order to find out the reasons for that, or in order to overcome that, we needed the research, because research facilitates systematic inquiry, systematic analysis, systematic interpretation, or proper explanation, and even logical that things also being adopted by the that researcher as far as to study the research problem are concerned. Therefore, that is really helping the to solve the problem or to answer the questions, that is called as research. And in other way, I can say research nothing but what it is a systematic effort. It is facilitates to discover the facts, development of facts, verification of facts, and even development of theories or verification of theories is said to be called as research. From this, it is very clear that research facilitates to answer the questions. Research facilitates to understand exactly what are the reasons that are really responsible for particular problem, and also it facilitates to find out the ways uh, for to solve the problems. And what are the purpose behind research? There are many purposes. Purposes are differ from person to person, and when that industry to industry, or nation to nation, or even within nation. Every the I mean within nation, the people are undertaking research for their own sake or own purposes, or for purposes of policy formulation. Whatever it is, there are many objectives behind research. Uh, why we are required to undertake research, and how does that are really the changing the shape of the country, changing the shape of the nation, changing the even lifestyle of the people of society like that. Research, no research emerged with the intention of to provide proper information for policy formulations. Uh, Whatever policies right now we having or maybe having in other country purely based on research, because we have many unknown things, we have many problems, or we have many the hurdles, or we are failing to achieve the national nation objectives, and even objective relating to different sectors, objective relating to peoples, or even business communities, required to perform various functions. They are failing to perform different functions because of many reasons. So the research ensures to overcome that, because research, really helping to find out what reason behind that, and what are the possible ways really that organization is required to overcome that like that. Therefore, research facilitates to formulate the policies, and research is the base for formulations of policies, because you go through the history of any developed country or underdeveloped country. The developed country like America, or maybe other countries, or a developing country like India, no, purely their economy or purely their industry, or the whatever good outcomes come out from the Indian that economies are concerned, no, or industries are concerned, purely based on the way in which the country much focuses on research, because research showing the direction, research ensure proper policy. Whenever we have proper the policies or policy documents, of course that is really helping the country to make difference as far as their activities are concerned as compared to others. And innovation in different fields, uh, research needed for innovations, because innovation is very the important as far as even people of society are concerned, nation are concerned, or businessmen are concerned. Once we have innovations, we are able to get better product, we are able to distinguish our activities from the others, we are able to prove ourselves we are better than other countries, we are able to export, we are able to sell more, we are able to get different things. For example, suppose any organization have better innovation than other organization, of course this organization have competitive edge over other organization in all the respects. So research needed for innovation and utilization of business opportunities, and tackle the threat. This is also another important reasons as far as research are concerned, since business organization facing a lot of problems and a lot of hurdles, or a lot of things business organization has to do. In order to do these things, no, of course, research facilitates organization to tackle the threats and utilize the opportunity, and the management of customer systematically. This is also another purpose behind research, especially marketing research are concerned, because business community intention is to make the profit. For that, they needed the customer. In order to retain the customer, they require to treat the customer properly. Only they are able to provide good service to customer, or provide service or product according to their expectations. Whenever the organization having detailed knowledge about customer, like who are our customer, what are the expectations of customer, and why they are preparing the product, what are the forces behind uh, to them as far as to buy the product, and what are the low forces of the product. These are the things once organization they come to know. Of course, it is really helping the organization to manage the customer. So research facilitates these are the things, and solve the problem or discover the answer. Already I said the research emerged because of what? Because of answer the questions or solve the problems. And one more thing I want to say with you before going to uh, touch upon about statistics. Uh, functions or activities of researcher. I think this is important as far as to understand role of the statistics in research. What are the functions or what are the activities of research? Research deals with different activities like data collection. This is very, very important because data are really answering the questions, data really guiding the researcher, data really reflect exactly, or it shows the what type of problem being facing by the particular organization, or what are the that I mean the seriousness of the problem or magnitude of the problem. These are the things only they come to know by the organization based on data. Even research are also exactly able to comment on particular problem whenever the researcher having the data and analysis of data. After collection of data, next step is what analysis. Analysis is very, very important. Once we analyze the data, we are able to understand exactly the problem. Same time, we are able to say something on the particular problem, and we are able to suggest something, or we are able to comment uh, properly about the problem. And interpretation of data, explanation, also part of research. As you know very well, we are required to collect different data, and we are required to convert raw data into meaningful information. Once we convert raw data into meaningful information, we have to explain each and every aspects. Then only that is research. Suppose we are failing to explain each and every aspects relating to research problem, we are failing, or that is not a good report, that is not really reflect the true things of the particular the research problem or research activities. And presentations of fact, this is also very, very important, and prediction about different things. Research data helping us to predict exactly, because once we have that research data, suppose we want to predict a future, for example, sales are concerned, profit are concerned, economic conditions are concerned, even whatever natural calamities are concerned. That is based on the research and evaluation. Many times we have been undertaking evaluation of the particular programs, because since the government of India, government of Karnataka, having different programs and having different schemes as far as to safeguard the interest of all people of society or people of society. So evaluation study are very, very important. This is also in order to evaluation, we require information, we require data. Then I want to say a little bit about statistics and even the role of statistics as far as research are concerned now. And statistics speaks about data, information, and tools and techniques to rationalize the raw data is said to be called as statistics. And in other words, it is a discipline which concerned with the collections of data, organization of data, analysis of data, interpretation of data, and presentation of data. From this, it is very clear that statistics deals with things like collections of data. So, as you know very well, we have central level as well as state level statistics department. The job of the statistics department is to gather the data and store the data, because the data is speaking exactly the way in which uh, the country is working as far as different activities are concerned, or even the organization will also maintaining their data or statistics, because of what, because of the data itself speaking whether organization is performing properly or not. If performing properly, what is the profit? If not performing properly, what is the loss? Like that, these are the things we are able to know with the help of statistics. But therefore, statistics deals with collections of information and organizing the information. That is important. Simply collection is not helping, but we should organize properly. Whatever data gathered or whatever data available, that should be organized, because once we organize, of course, it is reflect exactly. It helps us to predict exactly, to know exactly about the status of the people of society. For example, you take the statistics department, no, that was collecting the data relating to agriculture status or even agriculture, the products, population, and even people of society, and certain community information and nation information, GDP. These are the things, helping the country to understand exactly about people, about agriculture, about industry, and also same time the country is able to uh, make the policies as far as to correct their weaknesses or correct their drawbacks, or to improve uh, the people of to improve their I mean to improve the uh, status of people of society, improve the status of economy, or improve the status of country, like that. And analysis, interpretation, and presentations of data, and the significance of statistics in research. This is really the core area as far as this is concerned, because applications of statistics in research, and statistics, ensure required data for research. Already I said research meant for to answer the question, research meant for to solve the problems. A research deals with to answer different questions. Research ensures to uh, formulate the policies. Suppose the researcher not have data, is it really possible to researcher to uh, find out exactly the why the problem arise? Is it really helping the researcher to suggest properly, or to find out the way to solve the problem? So whatever the good outcomes come out from any researcher, purely based on the availability of data. Therefore, statistics provide data, that is maybe primary data or secondary data. In fact, primary data is original data. The data shall be collected by the researcher from the respondent with face-to-face discussion, or through questionnaire, or into schedule, or even different mode through telephonic or through mail, or even observations. Okay, like that. So that is also statistics. That is also data. And secondary data generally, it is second-hand information that has been with the organization. They have maintained because of what? Because of they wanted to know, or they wanted to know their profit, or they wanted to understand the activities of organization. But suppose researcher being used that as far as to study the organization structure or study the problem, no? That is called as secondary data. Uh, statistic, statistics helps to convert raw data into meaningful information. Statistics facilitates convert raw data into meaningful information. Raw data is not information, or raw data is not a meaningful information, because you see, if you want to manage the customer, you require meaningful information. If you want to rationalize the economy as an economist or as a boss of the country, you require data. As a boss of the a particular organization, suppose you wanted to manage all the affairs properly or without fail, or to rationalize all the actions, he needed the data. Therefore, statistics helps to convert raw data into meaningful information. So, as far as research is concerned, meaningful information is very much essential. Yeah, suppose researcher not adopt the statistical tools and mere collect the data. Do you think exactly understand the research problems? Because, for example, after collecting the data, suppose if you calculate the percentage, you come to know exactly how much percentage of people being facing the problem, and how much percentage people fall under a particular category. So this is the way to understand the problem, or this is the way to answer the research questions. And the statistical tools ensures um, answer the different questions, and it ensures, or it is a base for judgments and prediction. Research is a base for, I mean, statistical information is a base for judgments and predictions, because whatever judgments or whatever decisions to be taken by the business organization or any nation or people of society based on certain understanding, especially individual people are concerned. First, they are before going to take any decision, they are thinking on that. But in case of organization, so before going to take any decision, they are undertaking the research, because the research provide everything. What should we do, what should not we do, and how to do, and what should be essential, what should not be essential. So like that, even nation also. So suppose we want to predict exactly, because so as a businessman, suppose we want to predict demand of the product or supply of the raw material, or even competition, or even the adverse condition in future, or favorable condition. For this, we require research data, or we require the statistics, or we require research like data. And statistics helps to know GDP, helps to know per capita income, and it also helps to know the overall status of the country. I don't want to discuss much about this, but what I'm going to tell here, how does statistics really plays vital role in research. And here I want to discuss some important statistics. I mean, we have mainly there are two important statistical methods or statistics. That is, one is descriptive statistics, and another one is inferential statistics. And descriptive statistics, nothing but what it is a uh, statistics through which we are able to describe the data and simplify the data. We have different descriptive statistics, like mean is a descriptive statistics, mode is a descriptive statistics, median, arithmetic mean, and harmonic mean. Okay, these are some important descriptive statistics. Uh, with the help of this, we are able to describe the data and describe the even the problems of people, problems of organization, like data. And inferential statistics. Inferential statistics helps to explanation of situation or phenomena, and it helps to find out the relation between two or more. That is called as inferential statistics. For example, t-test is the inferential statistics, f-test is the inferential statistic, z-test is the inferential statistic, even ANOVA and chi-square, and we have many that inferential statistics. These are the statistics I have been using as far as social science research are concerned, and even pure science research are concerned. Since statistics convert raw data into meaningful information, statistics helps to quantify the data, or to know exactly the research problems. Here I want to say some important statistical methods, or that even I said descriptive statistics and invariant statistics. Some of them I want to share with you. Of course, it helps to understand exactly, or it helps to answer the theme of the today's webinar. Mean and median is one of the important descriptive statistics. What is mean? Mean and median says about average. What are the usefulness of average as far as research are concerned? We are able to find out the average demand of the products. Once we adopt the mean and median, as far as to know the demand of the product, we are able to find out average demand of the product during particular year, or during 10 years. Like that, these type of things are essential as far as businessmen are concerned. And even suppose we want to know uh, the average score of the students of particular the class. So this is really helping to initiate appropriate policy matters or policy decisions. And average productions of employees, average sale of organization, average inventory utilization, and average GDP of country, etc. And I hope all of you clear how does mean and median helping us as far as to undertake the research are concerned, or to answer the research questions are concerned. Because average value always helping us. For example, suppose if we calculated simple average, compound average, or even that different types of statistical methods as far as calculations of average are concerned. Of course, mean, median are important descriptive statistics through which we are able to get some values. That values are guiding us, are helping us to understand the research problems. And another important descriptive statistic is mode. Mode gives idea about size or magnitude. Uh, in order to find out the performance of particular product among different products, no? Suppose you calculate the mode value clearly indicates whether X product is better or Y product is better. And also we are able to find out why, yeah, Y product is better, X product is better, as far as demand are concerned, or even the profit are concerned, like that. And it helps to find out the magnitude of the organization problem, since the organization facing different problems. Once we compute the mode for different problems of organization, of course, it is really helping to know the seriousness of the problem and find out the achievement of people by age and income, occupation, geographical background, etc. And next is the correlation. The correlation also one of the important statistical tool we have been adopting as far as research are concerned. And what are the uses of correlation? I mean, what is correlation? Correlation, nothing but what it facilitates to find out the relationship between two variables, maybe X variable or Y variable, or for example, maybe a level of income and the lifestyle of the people of society, level of income and their kids' level of education, level of income and purchasing power, and even the experience and knowledge and hard work and the achievements. Okay, like that. And there are two types of correlations. One is positive correlation and another one is negative correlation. Positive correlation means variables have positive relation. I mean, the positive correlation, nothing but what? It have positive relation. For example, suppose if you spend 10 rupees and proportionately suppose increases uh, the price of the product, that is maybe a positive correlation. Or suppose the organization spend amount towards technology, as a result of that, suppose quality of the product maybe increases and sales also increases. This type of relation are called as positive correlation. Negative correlation, nothing but what? It is not positively impact whatever the effort made by the organization as far as technology are concerned. It means suppose organization spend huge money towards technology. Suppose there is no outcome, that is called as negative correlation. Whatever it is, but this type of statistical values, no, really helping us to predict or to comment or to understand what type of relation is there between X variable and Y variable. And for example, price and demand. Generally, no, the price increases, demand may come down, but it is not hold good in case of perishable the goods. Supply and demand, more supply and less demand, and less supply, more demand, or less supply, more the high prices. Okay, like that. And quality of raw material and quality of products, income and spending pattern, hard work and achievements, employee performance and size of production. Okay, these are the some important example as far as correlation are concerned. In fact, the correlation value helping us to find out the relationship between variables, maybe X variable or Y variable, X factor and Y factor. So this is really rationalizing the findings, rationalizing the even a research report, like that. And next is regression analysis. Regression analysis helps to estimate the relationship between dependent variable and independent variable. Especially the whatever research you take, maybe dependent variable is there, independent variable is there. For example, independent variable is here advertising. You take for example advertisement and sales. Advertisement is a independent variable, sales is a dependent variable. For example, suppose the organization spend money towards advertisement, or suppose organization having appropriate advertisement, of course it create more awareness about the product or services among the end user. Generally it is pushing the end user to purchase the product. Therefore, sales increases, revenue increases. Okay, this is called as um, this type of relation we are able to know, we are able to find out with the help of statistical tools. Training and skills. Training is an independent variable. Skills are dependent variable. For example, suppose organization provide training to their employees. Of course, skills may be increases. And so this is called as uh, dependent and independent variables, education and knowledge, level of education and knowledge. For example, you take illiterate. Do you think illiterate have knowledge about world or knowledge about society? Suppose we are educated, no, we are able to understand about world, about economy, about people, about even societal values, and even good things and bad things. Like that, education. Whenever we provide more and more education, of course, it is really improving the knowledge of the people of society. And advertisement and demand of the product. Already I said. And one more important statistical that techniques we have been using as far as research are concerned, that is sampling techniques are. Sampling is very, very important because generally the inverse is very large, even population is very large. It is very difficult to collect data from all population or inverse. Hence, we require to get a representative value of the whole population. That is only possible with the help of what? With the help of adoption of sampling techniques. Once we have appropriate sampling technique, of course, it is really helping to pick the right size of sampling. Once we have right size of sampling, definitely we are able to collect the data and do the research properly. For example, suppose if you want to study the performance and problems of commerce education in India, and do you think it is possible to meet all commerce students? Do you think it is possible to meet all commerce colleges principals or commerce college teachers? So it is not possible, or it is very difficult job. So once we have a right sampling method through which we are able to get appropriate sample size, that sample size helps us to gather the data and answer the questions. And uh, I think all of you clear about the sampling, because without sampling we are not able to do the research. And next is hypothesis. Hypothesis also very, very important. You may find the hypothesis in social science or pure science or even commerce or any the discipline you take, since we have been developing the hypothesis to study the research problem at different angle. Generally, the hypothesis to be formulated by the researcher based on the research objective. Suppose hypothesis deviate from the research objective. Sometimes we are failing to achieve the research objective. Sometimes we are failing to rationalize the research report. Whatever it is, there are two types of hypothesis. One is null hypothesis and another one is alternative hypothesis. Null hypothesis start with the negative tone. That is, there is no relation between X factor and Y factor. And alternative hypothesis start with there is a relation between X factor and Y factor. For example, I want to say one the example as far as null hypothesis are concerned. There is no relations between level of income of their parents and level of education of their kids are. So this is null hypothesis. Once we collect the data, we come to know whether a null hypothesis is accepted or rejected. And there is a relation between level of income of their parents and education level of their kids. So this is alternative hypothesis. Once alternative hypothesis is accepted, null hypothesis shall be rejected. Once we accepted null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis shall be rejected. I hope all of you clear about the relevance of that hypothesis as far as to improve the relevance of findings are the concern. And some inferential statistics I want to share with you. Already I said what are the inferential statistics. Chi-square is one of the important statistical techniques we have been using, especially uh, to reject or accept the hypothesis or to study the research problem properly. We have been adopting chi-square method and even many other methods also. But what is chi-square? A chi-square test is a statistical test used to compare observed result with expected results. Here we have to calculate observed result and expected result. And the very basic purpose of this test is to determine uh, if a difference between observed and expected data, and with the help of chi-square, we are able to find out difference between observed data and expected data. There are, I mean, as far as this is concerned, we have to calculate different the values like calculated value and table value. I mean, table value is available. I mean, we have table value or critical value, and we have to find out degree of freedom. On the basis of this, now we are able to reject or accept the hypothesis. Generally, for example, you take there is no relationship between salary and happiness of employees. Uh, for example, the assumed statistical value as far as this is concerned, chi-square value 14.5, I mean calculated value, and table value or maybe 2.6 at 5% level of significance. Here, no, the calculated value is greater than table value, hence null hypothesis were rejected, alternative hypothesis shall be accepted. And some other statistics also we have been using as far as test hypotheses are concerned, like t-test, f-test, ANOVA test, percentage, graphical presentation. So even chart also we have been using in presenting the same. But here one important thing I want to share with you, that is percentage. How does percentage method helping to test the hypothesis? Especially in social science, no, they are using a percentage method also to reject or accept the hypothesis. For example, suppose the awareness among people of society about social advertising. You have collected the data about awareness of people among social advertising, and 75% of people opened that they are aware, but 25% of people, sample respondent opened that they are not aware. It is very clear that suppose your hypothesis maybe there is no awareness among people of society about social awareness. Once you have a value like this, it is helping us to reject the null hypothesis, because it is very clear that there is a awareness among people of society about social advertising. So percentage method also helping us to judge exactly whether hypothesis are accept or reject. And at the last, I want to say a little bit about applications of statistics in research, and then I want to conclude. Uh, what are the outcomes of applications of statistics in research? Ensures required data to study the research problems. Once we have adequate data through which we are able to study the research problem at different angle. Through this, we are able to know exactly the problem. We are able to comment exactly on the research problem. And already I said statistics helps to convert raw data into meaningful information and answer the research questions and provide a solution to solve the problems that are facing by the society or organization by giving the suggestions, and helps to prepare policy document for betterment of organization or nation and prepare meaningful research report and add something to existing knowledge. From this, it is very clear that research purely based on statistics, or statistics is the base for research. Statistics is the base for meaningful findings. Statistics is the base for meaningful suggestion. Statistics is the base for meaningful report or scientific report. Or statistics is the base for to quantify the data, rationalize the research, or rationalize all the research findings, or to disclose scientific information relating to the particular study. Before going to conclude, I should thank Sapadla, Assistant Professor of Commerce, for being invited me. And also I should thank the principal and all faculty, and also my special thanks all the participants for patiently listening my the words. Thank you one and all. Thank you.